Okay. I will say this, your internet's much better today.
because I did my personal hotspot first before
Yeah,
we even started.
I
I got
love
ahead of
it.
it this
It's
time.
perfect.
So that's good. All right, so we're here to talk about the movie Cursed. Wes Craven directed 2005. Did a little bit of my own research here.
You sound so professional today.
And you're with Frickin' Scary with Holly and Mallory.
We haven't done an
All at
intro in
once.
a hot minute.
I know.
We get on and we're like, all right, anyway. I love it. I'm excited. I huge Christina Ricci fan. I just realized this. She's in that show Wednesday.
Yeah, it's like the teacher or something.
Yeah, she's like the bad guy.
Oh, is she? I haven't watched it. I'm such a
Oh, it's good. It's good.
original Wednesday
Even my
fan.
youngest could watch it. It was good.
Yeah.
You should
Oh
watch
no,
it.
I'm sure it's good. It's just I'm such a purist that I'm like, no, Christina Ricci is Wednesday. Meh.
Okay, but Mer. But that's the thing is like you love that she's in it because she was the original. So
Oh,
like
I know.
I
I
don't
know.
know. I loved it. It was good. It was kind of gory and like anyway. Yeah, spoiler alert, Christina Ricci's the bad guy in Wednesday. Sorry. I just said that like
No,
I
maybe
think
one day
everyone
I'll check
knows.
it out.
But
But
in
speaking of her movie,
Cursed,
yeah, she's the
sh-
good guy. She's the protagonist.
yeah.
It's her, it's Joshua Jackson. There are a lot of people in this movie that I was surprised, and I've seen this movie before,
Yep.
but there was a lot of people. There was like Nick Offerman is in it as like the cop or something. I don't know if you know who Nick Offerman, Ron Swanson from Parks
Yeah.
and Rec.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
he
mean,
showed up on the screen and I'm like, "What in the
oh,
circle
I
desk
know.
are we looking at here?" Cuz remember in the
Seriously.
and is it The Office?
No, no, no. It's in Parks and Rec where
Oh,
he's at
Parks and Rec
the
where he's
desk.
in the desk
He's just moving so nobody can
and the
talk to him.
guy's trying to talk to him and he just keeps circling his chair and I was like, "You bastard. You're so
I
funny."
couldn't believe it. Joshua Jackson's in it. Jesse
Oh,
Eisenberg is the little
so
brother.
young. So young.
There was
Joshua
even
Jackson every day all day.
what was there was a singer in it. The friend of Shannon
Um Let me look up.
Singer.
So,
Um
also shout out to Shannon Elizabeth who always does she's always in the like parody scary movies.
that was one of my notes. Okay, so I
Yeah.
went Shannon Elizabeth. Okay, she went from making fun of Wes Craven's biggest movie, Scream,
Yeah.
in Scary Movie, which was made, Scary Movie was made in 2000. Okay, so then she went from doing that to dying a horrific death in his movie in
I know.
2005. I
I know.
feel like that was his way of getting back at her. Like, this is what you get for making fun of my movie. We're gonna bring you.
I think it was like a cheeky, catch 22 kind of circle meeting circle like
Yeah.
you made fun of me, I'm gonna bring you into my world now. And actually I love it because she's a really funny actress. Okay, the singer is Maya.
Maya, that's who it
Yeah.
was. Maya.
Ghetto superstar.
Yes.
That is what you are. Yeah, I loved it. And she's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love her. Who else is
Right.
in it? Oh, the Milo, I still don't know how to say his last name.
Ventimiglia or something like that.
The guy from This Is Us. Judy
Hmm.
Greer is in it, who's also a comedic actress. Yeah,
She's so.
I'm just going down the list at this point.
There was
Portia de Rossi is in it. Who's she married to? Ellen?
Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, she's
So many
the
people. Skeet Ulrich is also in it. He has a very small role. In fact, I think he play the werewolf? Who does he play? Let me see. Let me look this up. Um, hang on,
I didn't see him
hang
in it.
on. It's showing him as in there. Maybe they're just showing him because it's a Wes Craven film? No, it says he's in there.
Maybe he's a producer. I don't remember
Maybe.
him.
I think he plays the wolf. I think he's like the anyway, I'm never prepared as much as I want to be. Also,
Well, the
okay,
whole thing was jam packed with like people that I was like, oh cool, oh
tons.
cool, oh cool.
The
Yeah.
only person, well, not the only person, but I'm not a Jesse Eisenberg fan at all.
No, you don't like him?
No, hang on, this stupid thing's on my screen. He's one of those people that like and probably just cuz he talks so fast, I just
Oh,
I don't know, and he's probably so nice in person, but I don't like him as an actor. But I didn't hate him in this movie. He like kind of toned it down. I didn't feel like he was that crazy talking like da 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 guy.
Mm.
You know, if you've ever seen him in another movie, he makes my head spin.
Oh, so he's a little much for you. Well, this had to
Yeah.
have been one of his first movies because this was what, 2000? He was probably like 21 at the time. I mean, he couldn't
Yes,
have been.
yeah, see, 2005. When did we graduate high school? 2002?
Yeah,
Because he's about our age. So yeah, he was a young dude.
because he didn't really become famous until the Facebook movie, right? Like that was his breakout role.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. I think he was in like some like young adult uh like funny rom-com or young adult films before that. Him
Yeah,
and
but
his sister have
you
been
don't even
acting since they
remember
were
him.
kids.
So you remember the Facebook one. That's what I mean. Like that's
Yeah.
his breakout
He
role.
played
And then
Mark Zuckerberg.
yeah, there you go.
Let's not get into that guy. Anyway,
And then he was Zombieland. So like now he's like
yeah.
huge.
Which I did like him in Zombieland, but that's because I love the movie because Woody Harrelson
Oh
is one of
yeah.
my favorite people on the whole entire planet.
Yeah.
I made a note. Tell me if you agree or not. I know. So this came out after Scream.
Hmm.
It felt like comedic Scream.
Yes.
A little corny, a little
On purpose corny.
yes. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Like intentional corny, intentional like could be a TV show feel.
Huh, like a sitcom or something, or like a young
Yes.
adult sitcom. Yeah.
Yes. That's I kept saying this doesn't feel exactly like cinema. It feels like I could watch episodes of it happen.
Mm,
Um,
I see that. Yeah.
which at first I was kind of irritated because I was like, come on, you already did Scream, like you already know the drill. And then I thought, no, this would be the next trajectory of like, I did this idea. Let me pull this idea. Curse to me could be a series. Curse to me could be a TV show because they become the werewolf.
Yeah. And you could see the werewolf get into like all these like situations and then like have to explain why he missed homeroom
Yeah.
because he was eating somebody. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I see that.
And
Yeah,
it was good.
I definitely, I mean, I liked it, but I definitely could see that because I even was thinking to myself, like, Joshua Jackson, no, I mean, he wasn't the biggest actor at this time, but he has been in some really big things like Dawson's Creek, like you were saying. You were Team
Yes.
Pacey all the way.
Yes. And what was the other movie we were talking about? Skulls?
Goals. And then he was also in Shudder, the
Oh,
Japanese remake.
yeah.
So he's been in a lot. So he is a good actor, but I noticed in this one, I was like, okay, Joshua Jackson is such a good actor that he was really good at acting really bad. So like not being like the bad guy, but acting bad.
Badly. Yeah.
Yeah, badly. There you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's crazy that you can have that kind of talent to where he could have done better, but he had to sort of act badly to
Yeah.
kind of keep with the vibe of the movie.
He was potential. He was intentionally being gimmicky and gaggy and like I said, TV series werewolf, not cinema werewolf. And it made me laugh in parts where I shouldn't laugh because he would deliver a one line so badly that I'm like, I know Wes Craven did that on purpose.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
made this so cornball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And the same with Christina Ricci too, because she's been around for a while. I mean, God, her first one of her first movies was Mermaids. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Oh
It's a
my
show.
gosh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Like a
Yeah, I
million
love that movie.
times.
Yeah. So she's been acting since she was little. So
Yeah,
she
yeah.
knows how to act. And she was just so god awful in this. Like her acting was so like the romantic parts that they would be in and they'd be staring into each other's eyes. It was so cornball.
So bad.
They did it
Oh,
so good.
also, can we talk about her eyebrows?
Can we talk
Where were
about
they?
forehead? And then her eyebrows were like right, and they were so thin. Like They were like this.
I honestly was like, did they put did they shave them off and draw them on?
No.
I don't. So, we were born in mid 80s. So, the early 1990s thin brow thing didn't really resonate with us cuz we weren't quite old enough.
No, but we still were victims of it. I mean, look at mine. Good God,
Okay,
that's them not being plucked. Like
right.
that's as much as it's gonna go.
Okay, so this is so this is what I was going to say. It was more in Latina culture
Oh yeah,
that you
shave and then Sharpie. Yeah.
shaved, drawn on with the white eyeshadow.
Hmm.
That's what it made me think of. And then, yes, okay, listen, I have a 4.5 head. I don't hide it. You do not do hairstyles. When your forehead is that big, you do not do hairstyles. They did her so dirty. And the only time she looked good, and maybe they did it on purpose, was after she started becoming a wolf. Remember, she goes in, they finally put her hair down, and it's kind of swept to the side. And I'm like, thank you for covering up 4 inches of that
Yeah, because homegirl
forehead.
needed bangs. She needed bangs bad. Yeah.
Epitome of late 90s, early 2000s makeup, hair, clothes. Oh, I loved it. It was so nostalgic for me.
I know. I liked it. I liked it. That was really good. We didn't even talk about the plot yet. You realize that?
Oh, shoot. You want me to do it? So,
Oh
I'm
my.
going to read it
Yeah, read the synopsis.
from, let me read it straight from the site because if you haven't seen it, it's a good movie. So, in Los Angeles, siblings Ellie and Jimmy come across an accident on Mulholland Drive, which, by the way, also shout out to Mulholland Drive, which is in so many scary movies. Anyway, I love Wes Craven. The details. As they try to help the woman caught in the wreckage, a ferocious creature attacks them, devouring the woman and scratching the terrified siblings, scratching them. They slowly discover that the creature was a werewolf and that they have fallen victim to a deadly curse. Now that they have been sliced by the werewolf's claws, they will be transformed into werewolves themselves. And they do. They become werewolves in the end. Joshua Jackson is his character is the boyfriend who we don't know in the beginning, but he's a werewolf. He's the werewolf.
Hmm.
And
And he
he's
was born
trying to
that way.
say it
He
again.
mentioned that he was born with the curse. I don't
Right.
know how he was born with the curse, but he was born with the curse.
Yeah. So we find out later he's born with the curse and he infects them. Like at
No, no, he
first, you're,
infected his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, remember?
yes. But so this is where I got confused and maybe I just didn't pay attention, but he
Hmm.
scratched them both and they became werewolves, but they implied
No,
that
it wasn't
she
him. It was the ex-girlfriend that did that to them.
right, but they implied that oh, that I'm sorry, yes. The ex-girlfriend, who's who I'm talking about. They
Hmm.
implied that she became a werewolf because she slept with him.
And he got too rough in bed.
Yeah. And I'm just like, listen, this is too mature. This mature content for my innocent ears. I don't appreciate it.
I
Be
saw something that said that this was actually supposed to be an R-rated movie,
I
and they cut out a lot to get it to PG,
interesting.
and
That
that's
would
why.
make sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cuz
That's.
some of it I felt was very choppily edited.
Mm-hmm.
Like conversations we were kind of dropped in the middle of. Like when we became aware that the ex-girlfriend was the werewolf and she had become crazed, it didn't feel like it fit, and I'll tell you why. Christina Ricci, once she gets scratched, she starts having like senses. She
Mm-hmm.
smells blood. She just can hear things. Why didn't she sense the other werewolf in her presence?
Hmm.
So I was like, that's a loophole. She should have sensed it. Why didn't she sense the boyfriend was a werewolf? If she was becoming a werewolf and she could smell blood down the hallway, how could she not
Maybe
sense
they
another
weren't
werewolf?
boned yet. Maybe because she hadn't transformed completely. So it was just kind of like here and there type thing.
I don't know. I don't know. And also, like, so Judy Greer is the ex girlfriend. She's the one that scratches them. She was hilarious as always. She is such a good, mean girl. Like, she's such a good, like, you want to punch her in 90% of the movies that she's in.
I know.
It, I don't know, it seemed choppy. That was the only thing I was like,
I think that's
mm.
why. I think that's why, because they wanted to, they had, it said that it was trying to be more gory, but that they needed it to be PG-13, so they had to cut out a lot. So I'm like,
That's why it felt like a TV show.
because it wasn't gory.
Because it wasn't spicy, it wasn't heavy enough, spicy enough, it didn't have enough depth to be cinema, which I don't know. I loved it for what it was. Like I'm not dogging it at all.
Mm-mm.
But
I
it
love it.
yeah, it felt like it should be a series on TV and not
Because it was
a
so tame.
rated R gory
Yeah,
horror film.
right, right.
There's kind of a nice goofiness to it, but timing was odd. And like you said, the acting was bad, but we do think it's on purpose.
Oh, I do definitely think it's on purpose,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like
Yeah.
teenage rom-com bad acting on purpose.
Hmm.
Okay, okay, okay. See
Yeah.
that I like that because I couldn't quite put my finger on what is it about it that makes this so
Cheeseball?
gumball-y or like
Yeah.
goofy. You know what I mean?
It was on purpose. It was. And you
Oh,
know what really got me too?
go.
What? What? No, what?
Nothing. We'll get to the gay part.
I was about to talk to that. Let's talk about there now.
I knew
I,
it.
so I'm so used to nowadays, everyone, including myself, tries to be sensitive to the others around them. We're very politically correct now. We're very
Yeah,
careful about
yeah.
how we talk about people. We don't use certain words anymore, not even in media, not even in
No.
movies, anything like that anymore. So when Milo Ventil, well, whatever,
Yeah.
was like calling him like the F word and not the FUCK word, but
Yeah.
the F word,
FAG. Right.
and like just like making it seem like gay people were just like, ugh. And I know that there's movies nowadays where they cover that, but it's in the theme of the movie where you're trying to expose the homophobia, where they're
Right.
talking about how horrible these people. No, like this was literally like, ew, you're gay,
Yeah.
gross, get out of here. And it wasn't. It just, the movie
Yes.
was
So,
crazy.
so I don't issue trigger warnings, but if you are a person who's sensitive
To
to
that. Yeah.
don't watch this and also don't watch anything before 2005 and I'm going to admit this openly. We talk that way. Not in a we didn't even care like one of our best friends was gay. We all knew it. No one cared. We didn't openly say things like that because we were trying to be offensive. That was just a part of our language, like saying, they used to call Italians wops, or
Oh,
they call brown people fobs. Things
oh,
that no one would say now because it is considered like disrespectful.
it is. It's bad. So we learned, like, now we don't talk like that, but like definitely if you can't hear that.
Yeah, the language in the movie was our bus ride to and from every single tennis game that we
Oh
ever
my
played.
God.
And I'm not ashamed to say it because we were kids. That's how everyone talked. But
Well,
yet
we
when
didn't
it
know any
came up
better.
and then
Yeah.
so Milo's character is like the big dude, brute in the movie. And Jesse, he picks on Jesse before what's the brother's name in the movie?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. So Milo's character picks on Jimmy before Jimmy becomes a werewolf. Is rude to him because he's kind of a nerd. Once he becomes a
He has a crush
werewolf,
on Milo's girlfriend.
yeah, he takes on Milo's character and beats the crap out of him. They literally, quite literally wrestle. Well, then
Mhm.
Milo's character comes to the door and admits his like interest in him, and he's like,
It
"How
just
did you know I was
did.
gay? How did you
Yeah.
know? Only another gay person would know." And it's sensitively done for the topic, but he was like, "No, bro, no, I don't know what the hell you're talking
Yeah,
about."
and he's like, what did he say? Be oh man, he said the funniest thing, and I remember that used to be a thing.
I don't
Be,
know.
yay, yay, be gay. I don't remember, but it was just like he was just very like supportive of him, but he was like,
Yes.
no,
Yeah,
like
he
I'm
was
not.
like, "No, no, no, good for you, but like I definitely love women."
Yeah.
So, it was very interesting because I think that falls kind of in the split of when things had started changing. Like when
Yeah,
we
he
were
was becoming
growing
more
up, people were not exactly openly gay in our high school. We knew who they were. We didn't talk about it. Once we got out of high school, people became very openly, like everybody, like all the people we knew were open about it. We were like, okay, cool, whatever. We don't even care.
and even some we didn't know because that's how well they hit it.
That's how well they hit it. So this movie fell right on the crack of when things were starting to evolve.
Yeah.
Communication was evolving. Um, respect for people was evolving and all of those things. So like don't watch this and get triggered because it's funny.
It's
But
very funny, and it's, I mean, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, knowing that the words that Milo says, it's because his own self-hatred, because he is gay and he has to cover
yes.
it up, so he's going to project in that way.
Yeah.
But it still was shocking to me, even though I grew up with that kind of language.
No,
I
I
was like,
know.
clutching
Because
my pearls.
we haven't participated in that kind of language for so long.
Yeah,
And we have so many loved ones who are gay that we
yeah.
don't think about it. I was the same way. I went, "Whoa, this transported me back to high school." Because back in high school, the biggest insult you could insult a guy with was to say he was gay or to start a
Yeah.
rumor that he was gay. Now, it's to start a rumor that he's straight. So like the tables have turned, baby. So don't get triggered by this cuz it's just funny and it's just the way that we talked and I've since then Wes Craven has become so
Well, he's dead now, but after that, yeah.
but his movies became very woke about,
Yeah,
is that what they say woke? Like very sensitive to those things and
yeah.
yeah.
He he learned to be better.
Yeah. I admired I okay, so you and I have seen all the Scream movies. That's all Wes Craven. We've seen The People Under the Stairs.
Mhm.
Now we've seen Curse. So we've kind of been in a triangle of his timelines.
Yeah.
And looking back to People Under the Stairs is so like here's Scream, here's The People Under the Stairs, here's Cursed. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of both of those in Cursed
Oh yeah.
to me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Cursed is visually and um characterally like Scream, and then People Under the Stairs is, or Cursed gets from People Under the Stairs sort of the fantastical like werewolf, and then like whatever those weird creatures were under the stairs, and just the language as well,
Yeah.
that's where that.
Fantastical is such a good word.
Yeah, I don't
Is
know if
that
that's
a
a
real word?
fantastical. It's a real word if I say.
Okay. Favorite scene of the whole movie, though. You know what I'm going to say.
What's your
Because
favorite?
cause I sent it to you.
Which one was it? I forgot.
I'm going to censor that out because I don't want to get banned. But best scene of the whole movie, Judy Greer is caught. They've got her. They've got her cornered. They're on her. They're firing on her. And she flips them off. Like
Yeah.
imagine a werewolf and a female werewolf. They made her female looking. And then
She.
she flips off the camera and I cried laughing. I fell to the floor.
Oh my gosh.
It was the best scene of the entire movie. I don't care what you say. I rewound it. I sent it to you. I sent it to Ryan. Ryan's like, "What the hell are you watching?" I said, "Ryan, you have to watch People Under the Stairs." She's like,
I
"This
mean,
is the
first.
she's like, I'm like, "You have to watch Curse." She's like, "Why am I watching this? This is like the worst thing I've ever watched." I said, Just I cried. That's all I'm gonna say. That's why I said it was so goofy and like tongue in cheek.
It
You
was good.
know,
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I just loved it.
I was kind of mad because it used to be free on one of the apps, and then I was like, oh man, I gotta rent this thing.
Well,
But
since
worth the $4.
Wednesday came out, I feel like everybody's back on the Wes Craven, you know,
Kick.
kick like us, like we are. We're not original, and but I've noticed a lot of old scary movies are not. They're all like $15 now. I'm like,
I'm like, good
who
God.
who's watching this? There's only like 4 people who watch our entire YouTube. There can't be that many people watching these old scary movies. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but you know what I've started to do is and I love rewatching all these old movies and talking about it. Don't get me wrong, because it's fun. Because you rewatch them as an adult now, and you pick up on little things here and there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've actually started making myself watch movies that I haven't already seen. I've stopped trying to be a snob and only sticking to like the ones that I love already.
Yeah.
And just a couple of good movies this past couple of days. That I'm kind of proud of myself. So I you know
Tell
what it is?
me, what have you been
I
watching?
well, I watched this one today called The Endless.
I watched it.
The Endless with the two brothers, and they were like
Yes.
adults. Yeah. We may have to discuss that one because I don't understand it, but I liked it, but I
Okay.
don't understand it.
Okay. Okay. We'll do that next episode. I just watched it.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, I just watched Endless, The Devil's Hour. I just watched the TV show From. Oh my gosh, I've been doing the same thing. I've become so disgustingly boring because I realized I'm just rewatching all the same stuff
Mm,
that I get on to the horror part. I kind of like just look a little bit and then I just click on it and watch it. And
yeah.
sometimes it's shite and sometimes I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been pleasantly surprised. So,
That's so
I mean, I
funny you
still
said
want
that.
to
Yeah.
keep watching. I still want to keep watching Wes Craven stuff, but I
I
think
do
this will
too.
open up more avenues for us to talk about other stuff.
Yeah, and I think I'm very impressed on Prime with some of the thriller TV shows that have come out.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I think there's a lot I'm kind of over Netflix, but
Netflix is dead to me and has been for like 3 years.
yeah, I generally can't find anything on there that makes me get off my phone,
Mm.
honestly. Like it's all stuff you can watch when you're doing something else.
HBO
Prime, I
on
get
YouTube.
invested in the TV shows, which I'm
Yeah,
shocked because I'm not a TV show person.
me neither.
But I think the consistency of good writing and good acting has kind of caught me now, and Prime has come out with some really good series. The Devil's Hour, it's not I wouldn't say scary horror, it's scary thriller.
Mm.
It's only 6 episodes, which I'm really hoping that they'll make a second like series to it. But it was such a good show and very intriguing, and the storyline was very like, I have not seen this done, which, you know, a lot of scary movies are just repetitive. This I've not seen done. You should watch it. What was the other one I told you to watch the other day? And I was like, for heaven's sakes, don't look it up.
Oh, I'm in the middle of it. It's
The
horror.
horror, the horror. Okay.
Wait,
Don't,
which because I'm watching one and it almost seems like a documentary.
it, it is watch to the end. The
Okay.
Horror in the High Desert was one of the best movies I have seen in
It's
probably
pretty good. I don't know if it's fake or real yet, so don't tell me.
I'm
But
not, listen, I'm not telling you
okay.
anything. And if anybody wants to go watch it, don't look up anything. Just sit and watch it with your phone down.
Yeah, I was watching it while I was making stickers, but that's mindless work. I'm
Right.
just making stickers. So I was watching it and I was like, this is actually pretty good. And I thought it was gonna be dumb because I was like, horror in the high desert.
No. Oh, it's such a slow burn.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the dark. Nathaniel was not watching it. He was on his phone, but he was sitting next to me. And I had a guttural reaction at the end. And I actually had a jump scare. And I've not had one of those in so long. I'm just preparing you. It was so good. I was so shocked. So shocked. So we could talk about that one too. So The Endless, which was really good.
Yeah,
Horror in
let's
the
talk
High
about
Desert.
that one and horror in the high desert next time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So because
Yeah, I
I
loved it.
talk about
Okay,
and
okay, back to Curse though. So,
oh,
what was your
okay.
favorite scene? I gave you my favorite scene. What was your favorite scene?
What was my favorite scene? Gosh, I don't know. I think the part
I'm
that
putting
made
you
me
on the
laugh.
spot.
Well, I mean, I I think I didn't have really like a favorite scene. It just made me laugh really hard because it was so silly. It was when the Judy Greer when she was a werewolf and they were all trapped in that like nightclub or whatever they were
Yeah,
in.
his nightclub, his cursed
Yeah,
nightclub.
cursed nightclub. Yeah, and they couldn't find her. And so Christina Ricci was like, yeah, this she's all hairy and she's really fat and she has bad fashion sense."
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. And she's like, listen, her thighs are really fat because she
Yeah, and
was
then she's like,
doing it
"You
to.
bitch," and she goes out.
I forgot she did that to provoke her. And that's why Judy Greer flipped the camera on.
Yeah, it was so
Oh, wait. I'm
funny.
totally stupid. Maya. Maya's death in the movie is so good.
Oh my god, that part is actually scary.
Yes.
And
That's the
it was
only
so
part
well
that's
acted.
scary.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
seriously, that was the only part that was scary, and it was like, well done, famous singer
Yeah.
for actually making that scary. Like
Yeah.
you were like, oh crap, she's not gonna make it.
You know, it's
Really
so
good.
this is such a random sidebar, but I am such a Maya fan. And when she was in the movie Chicago, now I know the movie, a lot of
Shut your
people,
mouth! I forgot about that.
I know, listen, I know a lot of people hated that movie. Like a
I
lot of,
love that movie.
Broadway fanatics were like, this is stupid, but she
I
was
love that.
so good in the movie. She was, I loved her. She's one of the seven, what are they, like the women that are on death row.
Yeah.
Um, which one is she? Um, did he run into my knife 10 times? Is that her?
Oh, I forget.
I think that's her part. And he kept popping and popping. So he ran into my knife 10 times. That I think that's her
Oh
in the
yeah, yeah,
movie,
yeah,
right?
yeah. No, no, that was the other lady.
Oh shoot. Which one was she?
She was the one where he cheated on her, and then not the one where she caught him in bed, but not
The
Lucy.
Mormon one? Damn
I
Mormons.
can't remember. I can't remember, but she was really good in that one. Damn Mormons. She was really good in that one. And for having such a sweet little voice, like ghetto super, she
Yeah.
sings really well. She has a very
Oh,
like it's
she's
very sweet, but
beautiful.
it's very strong.
She's
Yeah.
yeah, she had a beautiful voice. Um again, but sidebar, I just saw this really great interview with her where she's talking about the industry and how um they basically had boxed her into a corner and that's why she fell off the map because they weren't letting her like release music and do all this stuff. Anyway, I'm a huge Maya fan. I loved
I didn't
seeing that she was in this movie. I didn't even know she was in this movie.
I didn't either. And then when I saw her and I was like, oh, but I
I
couldn't remember what her name was, but I was too busy watching it to look it up. But I was like, I know her. I know her.
And man, she looks exactly the same.
Never either.
She's just so
Never.
beautiful.
I know.
That's just such a random sidebar. But yeah, I loved it. I could watch that movie every day. Funny, gory, the initial crash scene in the beginning and how they die and her body, the girl that has done the parody, she dies in the beginning. He rips her in half. I
Like
loved it.
dragging herself across the ground. I'm like, huh?
It made me think of the death scene in Scream where they kill the boyfriend on the patio and they pull all his innards out.
Oh yeah, that
Loved
was
it.
very reminiscent.
Loved it. It was so gory. It was delicious. I loved it.
Yeah. I wish it was more gory.
I
But
wanted, but again, you said they made it a PG-13 rating. I'm curious what they cut out. I wonder if there's an unedited.
ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That's when we
Okay.
would see Heat.
So
Maybe
are
that's
we
why we don't see
doing
Heat.
Wes Craven next time, or do we want to pop out for a second and do one of these newer ones that we've seen?
Talk about the new ones real quick, and then we'll do a Wes Craven.
Okay, let's talk about Endless and Horror in the High Desert next time.
Okay.
And then we'll pop back onto the Wes Craven because I I kind of love having like a list because I've been watching so much. It kind of gives me a
A direction.
yeah, because I have no direction in my life right now. I'm literally just this all day.
But
Anyway, until next time
yeah.
with the
So
professional Mallory coming in with the intro.
this has been Frickin' Scary with Holly and Mallory.